So 5 points of causes of poverty are already completed. Now we are going to discuss the remaining 5 points. Coming to the 6th point, poor education. So because of lack of education or poor education, how it is a cause for poverty, how poverty is getting affected because of poor education. Let us see. Low level of education among the children of poor people. Low level of education among the children of poor people will result in low level of earning, which will result in poverty. How? For example, there are two kinds of employment opportunities, two kinds of jobs. One is an literate and one is an illiterate. Those who are educated are termed as literates. Those who are uneducated are termed as illiterates. So according to you, in a society, whose income will be more? An educated person's income or an uneducated person's income? Obviously, a person who is educated, his or her income will be more. For example, the income of a doctor, you can compare with the income of a rickshaw puller or an auto driver. Alright, so will they have great change in their incomes? Yes, the doctor's income is somewhere here and a rickshaw puller's income is somewhere here. Why there is that much of big gap between their incomes? Because of poor education. So especially because of low level of education, whose children will be affected? Children of the poor people will be affected. Okay, because from the childhood itself they are forced to go for work. Okay, so they have missed their schooling, they have missed their education. Because they are not qualified, they won't get a job with higher income. So they will be earning, their earnings will be very low, which will result in poverty. Less income means what? You are not able to satisfy minimum needs. When you are not able to satisfy minimum needs, that is called as poverty. So how education is related to poverty? Low level of education among the children of poor people will result in low level of earning. Low level of earning will result in poverty. So 6th point is completed. How education is making a person poor. Okay, without education a person will be coming in poverty. That was the 6th cause. Coming to the 2nd point, inflation. Rapid rise. Rapid means continuous increase. Continuous increase in the rates of inflation. When the inflation is going on rising, inflation means rise in the prices of commodities. 10 rupees per kg tomatoes have increased to 60 rupees per kg. So in order to buy 1 kg of tomatoes, previously you used to pay 10 rupees, now you need to pay 60 rupees. Is it not a great rise? Yes. So rapid rise in the rates of inflation will decrease the purchasing power, which will result in poverty. How? Let us see. Whenever the prices of commodities are high, our purchasing capacity will decrease. Is it right or not? You need to think for this point, then you will understand. I said whenever the prices will increase, whenever it will be high, our purchasing power will go down. For example, the prices of rice are increased, the prices of vegetables are increased. So prices of basically food increased. Alright, then the prices of clothing. Okay, in order to purchase any dress, the prices are very high, very costly dresses. Okay, I am not saying a hi-fi dresses, I am talking about the minimum necessity dresses. So cost of clothing is also high. Then houses for rent or land for anything, in order to have a particular shelter, the prices are very high because of inflation. So a person cannot satisfy his basic necessities of food, that is food, cloth and shelter, then obviously he will be coming in poverty. Why this all is happening? Just because of inflation. Whenever the prices is going on rising, people will not be in a position to purchase that so and so commodity. So his purchasing power will decrease. When he is not purchasing, means he is not consuming anything, he is not enjoying the benefit. When he is not having money to buy food and eat, then he won't be eating the whole day. If whenever he gets some food, he'll eat, or else he'll be starving. So it will affect the health of a person. When you don't have health, can you go for work? No. When you don't go for work, will you get money? No. When you don't get money, you will come under poverty. So a term will be there, the whole cycle, the whole movie you need to imagine in your minds. So now how inflation is connected with poverty, we have understood. So people are not able to satisfy minimum needs like food, cloth and shelter. Because of high inflation, their purchasing power is decreased. That brought the poor people to come and live on the streets. So people are, those who are living on streets, we can term them as poverty. They are living in poverty. Alright, we ourselves, we are living in houses, bungalows, okay, first floor, second floor or ground floor, we are not considered as poverty. Who are considered as poor people? Those who are living on streets, those who are not having enough shelter, food and clothes to live. So inflation is also one of the cause why there is poverty in India. Coming to next place, that is low level of technology. Low level of technology in agriculture as well as industry. In both the sectors, we are using very low level of technology. How? So low level of technology in agriculture and industry will lead to less income. Do you agree with this point that a machine can do work faster than human beings? Yes, a machine can do more perfect manufacturing work when compared to human beings. Yes, and there are certain commodities which will require machine. For example, I have written here Amul products like butter, etc. Can you make it by hand into a perfect shape? No. Chocolates of various companies, it may be Munch, it may be 5-star, it may be Dairy Milk, etc. It may be Melody chocolate also, a 2 rupees chocolates, eclairs also. Do you think people will make it by hand? No. It requires technology. Both in agriculture as well as industry, it requires technology. But are we having technology over here? No. Low level of technology we have, which is resulting in less income. Without machines, if you do the work, then people will not get satisfied. You will get less income. Less income means what? Poverty. So low level of technology, how is it related with poverty? We have discussed. What were the different causes we have read? Poor education, inflation, low level of technology. Then last 2 points are left, that is capital deficiency. Already we have discussed this point in characteristics of developing economies topic. So what is the meaning of capital deficiency? Less amount of capital, less amount of money. So it will result in low level of earnings. You will earn very less. That will result in low level of savings. Do you agree with this? When you earn less, your savings will be less. If you earn 50,000 and your expenses are 40,000, then 10,000 will be your savings. Imagine if you are earning only 10,000 for a month, then what will be your saving? You won't be having any savings. So low level of earnings will result in low level of savings, which will result in low level of investments, that will result in poverty. So the main root cause over here is capital deficiency. When you have less capital, then your earnings will be less. When your earnings are less, your savings are less. When your savings are less, your investment is less. When you don't invest anywhere, you won't be getting any profit. You will be getting losses. Loss is nothing but what? Poverty. Alright, last and final 10th point is there, failure of 5-year plans. Like every decade will be making 5-year plans. So even after 5 decades of planning, decade means a period of 10 years. Century means period of 100 years. We are talking about decade means 10 years. So past 5 decades means past 50 years of planning, still our country is having 19.3% of population who are still living in poverty. So even after 50 years of planning, even after 5 decades of planning, still this much of population is in poverty. So it is a very sad commentary on our planning system in India. It is not aiming to reduce the poverty. It is not aiming to remove the poverty and bring the lives into the normal position. So therefore, the 5-year plans have failed to generate economic growth and it have failed to remove the poverty. So whatever the 5-year plans the government of India is making, that is not generating the economic growth. It is not increasing our development. It is not removing the poverty. So it is termed as failure of 5-year plans. Already 5 points are discussed. What are the 6 to 10? Let us recall it. Poor education, inflation, low level of technology, capital deficiency and failure of 5-year plans. So all these 10 causes of poverty are responsible for the reason why India is still developing, the reason why India is still in poverty. So whenever someone asks you like why India is in poverty, you can mention them the following 10 causes. So remaining what are the measures in order to solve the problem of poverty we'll discuss in the upcoming class. Till that, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy and keep practicing.